Well, if it's Friday, it must be time for the Our Saviour Lutheran Church Digest. This week, something different from last week, something a little special, as we celebrate the ministry of one of our own. And it has to do with this mask that I'm styling. And I am styling because I want to protect others from this disease. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat. So please, if you would, here's the digest for this week.
So we should start out with welcoming Gail and just asking, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
My name is Gail Bulaong. Okay, I am a USPS letter carrier, and I'm also the music director of Our Saviour Lutheran Church.
And an all-around wonderful person.
Thank
who's
you.
Who's doing a wonderful ministry at home. And that ministry is that she's making face masks for people. Tell us about that.
Well, in the beginning, some of my friends from other states were making masks, and other countries. Okay, so a friend in the Philippines was making masks for a hospital, and a friend of mine in Texas were making masks for a hospital in Texas. And then I said, oh, I don't think I want to get on that bandwagon because I don't think I can do it as well as they can. It turns out that while I was delivering mail, one of the customers asked me the mask that I was wearing. I said, oh, well, I made it. And she said, can you make me one? And I said, I don't know. I might not have the time. Well, if you do, I'll pay you to do it. He said, no, you don't have to pay me. 2 weeks later, I did give her a mask. Okay, something that I made, and I never let her pay it. So now, with the event of maybe us coming back to church, I'm already anticipating that possibly we might be going to church using masks.
So instead of seeing a need and sitting around doing nothing, you saw a need and decided to do something.
Yes. Besides delivering the mail, yes.
So what's the process? What's the process involved in putting a mask together? It can't be easy.
Actually, it's not that hard. It's just obtaining materials that are effective against the COVID, the virus itself, because you can't just put any piece of fabric together and think that it's going to work. You're going to have these fabrics closely woven together. So when they do come together, the protection is more, it's more for protection.
And how long does each mask take to make?
I've never made one mask alone. I always made a couple like in succession. But if I were to guess, it takes about 5 minutes to 10 to make at least one mask.
So you're making masks for who? People at the post office?
Well, not just the post office. For my customers on the street, for anyone who wants it. For anyone who wants it. Which brings me to the next. When I was thinking about Our Saviour, going to church in general, if we do come back, and when we do come back, it's not that simple that we're going to church. There's that social distancing thing and the mask and gloves thing. So I put it upon myself to make masks for our members to give them at least that protection when we do come back.
Which is a really great thing because people may not be very happy with it, but we are going to need initially to be wearing masks and gloves and keeping a distance. So that's a great ministry. What is that? How does that connect to your faith life?
Right now, since church is a no-go and everything is online, I feel like my being a music director is a little bit, it's non-existent right now. So for me to at least be my contributions for the war efforts, if that makes sense. If my talent is music, and not music alone, why not? Why not share that to the rest of the community, or to the world, in fact?
So what do you want to tell us about what you're doing?
For me, I want to tell people that there are so many ways to help. It's not just about the staying at home. There are a lot of ways that you can help. Mine is just making masks. Okay, not just music. Ah.
I'm going to be styling now with the mask that Gail made for me, which I've worn a couple of times actually at graveside burials. It fits my black outfit a whole lot better than the paper mask, and it looks great. And I can speak better through it than I can with the other masks. So it's a wonderful, wonderful gift that Gail's given to me. And so I thank her for that, as well as from the congregation in the future when we can gather. It's a wonderful gift. It's a wonderful ministry. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome.
And truly, thank you, Gail, not only for your ministry, but for this gift to me, this wonderful mask that looks so much better with my black clerics and my black suit, especially when I'm at the cemetery burying someone. This looks just so much better. I can breathe and I can talk, and it's a wonderful gift. As I'm talking about masks, I need to say this. As I walk around the neighborhood, I need to say that this is not wearing a mask. This is not wearing a mask. This is not wearing a mask. This is wearing a mask. And for those of you who don't understand, and I do think that people don't understand, I was talking to an auntie the other day, and I said, "Auntie, wear your mask." And she said, "Oh, it's okay. Mine's in the house. I have one." And I said, man, she just doesn't get it. So without the mask now, I'll tell you that, please, the mask is not to protect you. The mask is to protect others. The mask is not meant to protect you from getting this. The mask is to keep you from spreading the disease, because you don't know if you have it or not. So please, my friends, please wear the mask, wear it correctly. Don't think you're being brave, and don't think you're being or you're not being scared if you don't wear the mask. Please protect others in your community. When we come back to church, that's going to be an important part of what we do. Join us Sunday for worship at 10 a.m., as well as next week as we present another digest. And it's going to be an interesting one, because we're going to go behind the scenes of how these videos are created. I know some of you think they just happen, but we're going to show you all the work that goes into creating Sunday morning worship for you. Join us next Friday night for the digest. Until then, have a great week. We'll see you all. Take care.